The awakening of the dark chosen ones. What if I told you that within you lies a destiny so unique, so profound, that you were chosen handpicked by God not to blend into the crowd, but to rise above it? You are not here to live an ordinary life. You are not here to simply exist. You are here because you are one of the dark chosen ones. And no, this is not a title earned by privilege or accident. It is a calling, whispered into the depths of your soul, coded into your very existence. But the question is, will you answer the call? Let's start with a truth that may feel uncomfortable, but is critical to understanding your place in the grand design of existence. Being chosen does not mean life becomes easy. In fact, it often means the opposite. You may have noticed already that your path is riddled with hardships, betrayals, and moments of darkness so profound that they feel unbearable. But let me ask you this: what if the darkness isn't a punishment, but a preparation? What if every ounce of pain you've endured has been carefully sculpting you for a divine purpose?
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
You see, the dark chosen ones are not like everyone else. While others are given ordinary struggles and ordinary lessons, you are handed trials that appear insurmountable. Why? Because God has placed within you extraordinary gifts, abilities so powerful that they can change not only your life but the lives of everyone you touch. But here's the thing about power: it must be earned, it must be awakened, and it must be refined through fire. The first of these abilities is the ability to see the unseen. While the world around you rushes through life in a haze, consumed by distractions and illusions, you have the ability to perceive beyond the surface. You've always felt it, haven't you? That nagging sense that there's more to life than what meets the eye. Maybe you felt it in moments of profound intuition when you just knew something without being able to explain why. Or maybe you've noticed patterns that others miss, connections between events that seem random to everyone else. This is not coincidence. This is your gift. But here's the challenge: this gift is a double-edged sword. To see the unseen is to carry the burden of truth. It means you cannot ignore the suffering, the lies, the corruption that others turn a blind eye to. And this can be isolating. You may feel like an outcast, like no one understands you. But let me ask you this: what if your isolation is not a curse, but a calling? What if God separated you from the crowd because your vision is too precious to be diluted by the noise of the masses? Take a moment to reflect. How often have you doubted your own perception simply because it didn't align with what others see? How often have you suppressed your intuition, your inner knowing, because you were afraid of being wrong, or worse, being ridiculed? The truth is, your ability to see the unseen is not meant to be hidden. It is meant to guide you and others through the darkness. But it requires trust. Trust in yourself. Trust in the divine plan. And most importantly, trust in the fact that you are not crazy, you are chosen. The power to transform pain into purpose. What if I told you that every single moment of suffering you've endured was never meaningless? What if all the heartbreak, rejection, and failure that you've carried weren't signs of punishment, but the ingredients for something extraordinary? As a dark chosen one, you carry the second great ability given to you by God, the power to transform pain into purpose. This is no ordinary skill. It is a sacred alchemy, one that allows you to take the heaviest burdens of life and transmute them into light, wisdom, and strength not only for yourself but for those around you. But here's the catch. This ability can only be unlocked through the fire of experience. Think back to the moments that broke you. Truly sit with them in your mind for a moment. The betrayal by someone you trusted, the failure that left you questioning your worth, the loneliness that felt like it would swallow you whole. You may have asked yourself during those times, why me? Why am I being tested like this? But here's the deeper truth. The pain was not there to destroy you. It was there to refine you. Just as gold is purified in fire, your soul was being tempered, strengthened, and prepared for a higher purpose. But here's the deeper question you must ask yourself. Are you willing to look back at your pain, not as a victim, but as the alchemist of your own life? Are you willing to see it as fuel for your transformation? This ability is not about denying your pain or pretending it doesn't exist. No, the dark chosen ones are not here to bypass their emotions. Instead, you are here to embrace them fully, to feel them deeply, and then to rise above them. True transformation requires that you stop running from your pain and instead face it head-on. To transform pain into purpose is to take the lesson hidden within every wound and use it to create something meaningful. Perhaps it's a story that inspires others. Perhaps it's a new perspective that allows you to forgive, to heal, or to grow. Or perhaps your purpose lies in the very act of surviving, of showing the world that even in the face of unimaginable darkness, you refuse to give up. Can you see now that your scars are not signs of weakness but badges of honor? But be warned, this power comes with responsibility. To transform pain into purpose is not an act of selfishness. Your journey is not just about you. When you rise, you bring others with you. When you heal, you create space for others to heal as well. This is why your trials have been so intense, because the more you overcome, the more you have to give. Think about it. The people who inspire you the most are not those who have lived easy, comfortable lives. They are the ones who have faced unimaginable challenges and come out stronger on the other side. You are meant to be that person for someone else, but only if you're willing to step into your power. Are you ready to stop seeing your pain as a curse and start seeing it as your greatest teacher? Take a deep breath and let this sink in. Your pain is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of your transformation. The question is, will you let it define you, or will you define it? Will you allow it to consume you, or will you use it to create something beautiful? The choice is yours, but the potential is infinite. And this is the gift that God has given only to you, the ability to turn your wounds into wisdom, your struggles into strength, and your pain into purpose. This is your sacred alchemy. This is your divine power. The calling to walk between worlds. The third and final ability given to the dark chosen ones is perhaps the most mysterious and profound of all, the calling to walk between worlds. This is not just a metaphor, it is a sacred responsibility, one that allows you to exist in two realms simultaneously. You are both deeply human, grounded in the struggles and joys of this physical world, and yet profoundly connected to the spiritual, the unseen, the eternal. You've likely felt this duality your entire life. While others seem content to live solely in the material plane, chasing success, comfort, or fleeting pleasures, you've always sensed that there is more. You felt the pull of something greater, something transcendent, even if you couldn't fully articulate it. But here's the paradox of this ability. Walking between worlds is not an easy path. It requires you to live in constant balance, navigating the demands of the physical world while staying true to the deeper truths of the spiritual. You've probably experienced the tension of this duality. On one hand, you feel the weight of human struggles, the need for stability, relationships, and purpose. On the other hand, there's this relentless yearning within you, an inner voice that calls you to something higher, something beyond what the eyes can see. This is the essence of your calling. You are a bridge, a connector between the earthly and the divine. But this role comes with challenges. How do you stay grounded while reaching for the stars? How do you honor your human experiences while embracing your spiritual destiny? To walk between worlds means you are tasked with bringing the wisdom of the unseen into the lives of those who are still blind to it. You are here to translate the ineffable into something tangible, something others can grasp. Think about it. How often have you found yourself explaining spiritual insights to people who just don't see the world the way you do? Or helping others navigate their own darkness because you've already traveled that path yourself? This is no coincidence. You are meant to be a guide, a light in the shadows. But to fulfill this role, you must first master the art of balance. You cannot retreat entirely into the spiritual, ignoring the realities of the world, nor can you lose yourself in the chaos of the physical and forget your divine nature. Your power lies in your ability to flow between these realms, to exist fully in both without being consumed by either. But let me ask you something deeper. Are you ready to embrace this calling fully? Because to walk between worlds is not just a gift, it is a responsibility. It means that you will often feel out of place, as if you don't fully belong to either world. You will feel the weight of carrying truths that others cannot see, and you will be misunderstood by those who are not yet ready to awaken. But this is part of your path. As you walk between worlds, you are not here to fit in, you are here to lead. And leadership, especially spiritual leadership, is not about being comfortable. It's about being courageous. It's about standing in your truth, even when the world around you doubts it. And here's the most beautiful part. When you embrace this ability, you begin to realize that you are never truly alone. The spiritual realm is not just a distant place, it is alive within you, guiding you, supporting you, and reminding you of who you are. Every time you trust your intuition, every time you act on a divine whisper, you are strengthening your connection to the unseen. And as you deepen this connection, you become a living bridge, someone who can inspire, heal, and transform others simply by being who you are. This is the essence of your power as a dark, chosen one. You are not limited to the rules of this world. You are here to rewrite them, to show others that there is more, that the veil between the physical and spiritual is thinner than they realize. So I ask you this: how will you choose to walk between worlds? Will you resist this calling, trying to fit into one realm or the other? Or will you embrace your role as a bridge, as someone who can bring heaven to earth and light to the darkest places? The choice is yours, but the calling is undeniable. You were chosen for this. You are not here by accident. You are here to walk boldly between what is and what could be, to guide others toward a deeper understanding of life's mysteries, and to show them that even in the darkest moments, there is always light, always. The path forward, will you claim your gifts? Now that we've explored the 3 divine abilities given to you as a dark chosen one, the question remains, what will you do with them? Because understanding these gifts is only the beginning. Awareness alone does not create transformation. It is action, conscious and deliberate, that turns potential into power. And make no mistake, your gifts, no matter how extraordinary, require courage to fully claim. They demand that you step outside of your comfort zone, confront your fears, and embrace a responsibility that most people would shy away from. But let me remind you, you were chosen for this. You were not given these abilities by chance. God does not make mistakes, and neither do the trials you faced. The first step forward is to embrace the truth of who you are. And this is harder than it sounds, because the world will try to convince you otherwise. It will tell you to stay small, to blend in, to follow the path that's already been walked by countless others. But deep down, you already know that's not your path. You didn't come here to conform, you came here to transform. To do this, you must stop apologizing for your differences. Stop shrinking to make others comfortable. Stop doubting the visions, the intuition, the fire that burns within you. The dark chosen ones are not meant to be ordinary. Your very existence is a disruption, a challenge to the status quo. And that is precisely why your gifts are so powerful. But here's the real question. Are you brave enough to embrace the discomfort that comes with being chosen? Next, you must cultivate your gifts intentionally. The ability to see the unseen, to transform pain into purpose, and to walk between worlds are not static traits, they are dynamic powers that grow as you use them. Think of them like muscles. The more you exercise them, the stronger they become. Start by trusting your intuition, even when it defies logic. Pay attention to the subtle signs and synchronicities that others overlook. When you encounter pain, instead of running from it, lean into it. Ask yourself, what is this teaching me? How is this shaping me? And as you navigate the balance between worlds, practice grounding yourself in both. Meditate to connect with the divine, but also take practical steps to anchor yourself in the physical. Remember, your power lies in your ability to bridge these realms, not escape from one into the other. But here's where the journey becomes truly profound. Your gifts are not just for you. They are meant to ripple outward, touching the lives of those around you. You may not realize it yet, but you are a source of inspiration, even if you feel unseen. Every time you rise above your circumstances, every time you choose faith over fear, you are sending a message to the world. It is possible. Think about the people in your life. How many of them are quietly watching you, learning from your strength, even if they never say it out loud? Your courage to live authentically gives others permission to do the same. This is how the dark chosen ones lead, not by force, but by example. By living in alignment with your truth, you create a ripple effect that extends far beyond what you can see. So let me ask you, how will you use your gifts to serve others? What legacy will you leave behind? Finally, understand that this journey is ongoing. There is no final destination, no moment when you've arrived. The path of the dark chosen ones is one of continuous growth, transformation, and self-discovery. And yes, it will be challenging. There will be moments when you doubt yourself, when the weight of your calling feels too heavy to bear. But remember, you are never alone. The same divine force that chose you walks with you every step of the way. When you feel lost, turn inward. Listen to the quiet voice within you, the one that has guided you through every storm. Trust that you are exactly where you need to be, even if the path ahead seems unclear. And when in doubt, remember this: you were not chosen because you are perfect. You were chosen because you are willing to grow, to stumble, to rise, and to keep going. That, more than anything, is what makes you worthy. So I leave you with this question. Now that you know who you are, now that you understand the gifts you carry, what will you do next? Will you continue to live in fear, hiding your light from the world? Or will you step boldly into your purpose, knowing that you were chosen not to follow, but to lead? The choice is yours. But the time is now. The world is waiting for you.